Everybody, welcome back to Starting 11. Thanks for joining me here this week. Adelia, unfortunately, not able to make it onto the program this week, doing important business for the network. Couldn't make it, but you got me. And if you're seeing this, it means I hit record twice and it actually worked. So I'm not as dumb as maybe I think I am sometimes. Anyways, fun week, interesting week. Maybe a bit of a bananas week this week in Premier League. Match week 30, match week 34, I guess this week. Oh my God. Match week 33. The time just flies by when you're having this much fun. So we're going to start the week, guys. We're going to go up to to Newcastle. Newcastle taking on the Tottenham Hotspurs. The early match. Start the week. The early match. I guess someone forgot to tell Tottenham that. 4-0 the final. Alexander Isak getting the brace. Anthony Gordon, who was terrific all match. It turns out when he's not flopping around on the pitch, rolling around and crying about everything, he can be a very good football player. Who also scored Fabian Schär late with a header, assisted by Gordon. Gordon with 2 assists and a goal in the match. For some reason, Tottenham just decided, well, they've said before they're going to live and die by the high line. They died by the high line, guys. They kept that super high line all game. It was easily exposed first by Gordon or whatever to get Isaac through for the first goal of the game. The second goal was a little more work done by Gordon from the side of the net and making it go in. Mind you, Tottenham has this ball 73% of the time. They lost 4-0. There was a lot of back and forth and D-to-D passing going on. Maybe go to the left wing and back, then back. Tottenham had no idea what to do with this football, even though they're playing so damn high all the time. Had a good couple of chances early. Timo Werner missing the net a couple of times. No idea if this guy's going to stick around next season. He says that he wants to. He wants to stay in North London, of all places. Poor Timo. But the numbers aren't really there for him. It's a lot like when he was at Chelsea. He's looked good. He just hasn't gotten any the numbers really to back him out of it. So anyways, Spurs drop 3 valuable points. They drop also from the top 4. They are now going to have to chase Villa. They do have a game in hand, and they were at the time, I believe, still had a plus goal differential on them as well. But Villa will be traveling to Arsenal in the future. The future being like the next day. I don't know why I said it like that. They had to go one extra day. But there you go. A poor showing. And Costello's stubbornness not doing him any favors against a Newcastle team that are like they're like the Forrest Gumps. Well, the Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. Anyways, you never know what you're going to get out of Newcastle. They got a good match this time. Anyways, we'll move on. Brentford taking on Sheffield United. Brentford doing what you're supposed to do and defeating Sheffield United at home. Of course, Chelsea had gone over to Sheffield United. Only managed to draw. And we'll have nightmares about that for the foreseeable future. I haven't been able to sleep right ever since it happened. But anyways, our Blaster's goal is the difference. Fortunately, it was on his own net in the 63rd minute. The ball goes off his boot from a Michael Damsgaard shot. Now, it looks like Damsgaard gets a goal not long after that, one from his own boot from a corner. It comes to him. He spins, he fires. He had a lot of space in front of him, in front of net. That's because Nathan Collins had knocked down Ollie McBurney They called back on the foul through VAR. It's a tough call. I think McBurney may have already been going to ground before he was actually touched, but the way the PMGOL works is, well, if you do know the way the PMGOL works, please come talk to me because I have no idea. I thought he was already going down. They decided no, the personal contact was made by Collins, so they call it back. But Frank Onyenka will get another one late on. So Brentford get their first win, their last 9 tries, and are up 7 points on Luton in relegation. Luton also playing on the Saturday. The opponent may be a little tougher, and Sheffield United's math is starting to not work for them. We already have mentioned, yes, the worst team maybe ever to play in the Premier League. And they have I think they are 18 points out, 17 points out from relegation with only 5 more matches for them to go. So yeah, or 4 more matches. Yeah, they think they can get a total of 12 more points or 15 more points or something. It's not gonna be easy for them. Anyways, we'll move on. We'll move on to that Luton match. Let's see how well they can do up against, who are they playing? Oh, they're playing Man City. They're playing Man City at the Etihad. And yeah, we're sufficiently manhandled. Daki Hashioka, another own goal. I believe that's I can't remember if that's the second just this month or second in consecutive weeks. Went from never hearing about Hashioka until he is a danger of scoring on himself every time. Anyways, that goes a little more unfortunate in this one, which was a pretty bad shot by Erling Haaland. And it looks like it's either off his face or high against his chest. It might have gone right off his face, hit in the net. Haaland was like one of those golfers who swing their whole body around when they take a swipe at the ball and hit the tree standing beside him. That's kind of what happened on that shot. It wasn't not very pretty. Let's just put it that way. My old pal, my old Chelsea buddy, Mateo Kovacic, gets the second one an hour later. An absolute rocket to the top corner. Fred Onyedema takes Jeremy Doku down in the box. A really bad lunge at the ball. Everybody in the world would call that a penalty. And it was. Haaland goes to the spot. He scores his 20th Premier League goal of the year. Pretty good. He's leading the league in goals. And remember, he missed all that time because of that injury he picked up in December. Good old Ross Barkley, another good former Chelsea man, would get one back for the Hatters. But after that, Doku gets one of his own. Gvardiol will also score. So Citizens do what they need to do. They climb over Liverpool and Arsenal into top spot. They have a 2-point advantage. Of course, both teams playing on the Sunday. And Luton themselves running out of room. They were not expecting points from this or whatever, but was Brentford still in striking distance? Everton, of course, Forest also available. There's a chance that they can still climb out of relegation. They will need wins. They will need people to drop points. And Forest was at home at City Ground to play Wolves. They did not drop points, but they didn't get 3. Mateus Cunha scoring twice. His return after 2 months. But Morgan Gibbs-White and Danilo scored in between, sandwiched the 2 Cunha goals. Both teams squander a whole bunch of chances in this match. Just like last year, Wolves got to a point in the standings or whatever. It's like, okay, we're safe, and absolutely let off the gas. And it seems like that's what they're kind of doing this year too. Not as sharp. They looked real sharp in in December and January and stuff like that. They looked like they were playing really well. Maybe should have gone out of the gates great because they were robbed in the first game against United, and they'll always say that forever and ever. In this case again, it's not much. Wangi Chan back and stuff like that. They have players out there that could have done well. It's just they didn't. I don't think, credit to Forest. Forest do two things, guys. They win at home and they score on the counterattack, but they didn't win. They didn't win, but they get a valuable point. They're now 1 point clear of Luton. Also 3 goals to the good in the differential, which could mean everything come last game of the season. Still in the 17th place overall for them, even after the coaching change and stuff like that. They haven't looked much better, just they're managing to squeak by. Now, Burnley and Brighton, also played, I guess I could say. Burnley took a 74th minute lead through Josh Brownhill. Our Barford Bruggen, it's like getting out to the ball, pass back to him. It was a soft pass. He runs out, I think, may have ticked his knee, ticked his shin, but it goes to Brownhill. Brownhill, I guess, more of a deflection over on top of Verbruggen and in than an actual kick at the ball, but that's how it counts. He gets credit for it. But over on the other side, Burnley, they've had Ariana Muric in net for the last little while. Last time out, I believe it was last time, maybe, yeah, I believe it was last time out. He and tried to clear a ball, and I believe it was it Nunez jumped up, deflected it off his foot because he wasn't paying any attention. Well, Muric wasn't paying attention again. A pass back to him. His attempt to clear the ball is a whiffed at. It's a total air ball for him. It rolls behind him and slowly in to their own net. Muric credited with the own goal, though he never touched it. So I don't know how he got credited with it, but I guess because when you make a mistake that poor at that level, you got to get your name in the OG pile. So how many goalies in this league get credited for own goals, like for those kind of mistakes twice? Pretty impressive stuff for the Bosnian. All right. Anyways, it's still a good result for Burnley. They get a draw out of it. All of this way too late. Like if they were getting results like this in November and December, we might have a different story when it comes to Burnley. But again, they should be shopping for apartments in the championship time zone. Somehow Brighton's still top 10. I do not get the love for De Zerbi, though. I just don't get it at all. I'm sure they're missing players and stuff like that, but nobody's scoring. Doesn't look like anyone really cares on the pitch. I don't understand. Someone tell me what's so special about De Zerbi taking somebody else's club and really doing not much with it. They haven't looked the same since Potter. Anyways, here's an entertainment match. Bournemouth. Sorry, I got a chair that's rolling around on me here. I'm not as static as I usually am. So getting used to it. Anyways, Bournemouth taking on Manchester United. And someone in Bournemouth is going to score. It's going to be Dom Solanke. He puts the Cherries ahead in the 16th. I believe that's his 17th goal of this Premier League season. So congratulations to him. It's most all time. So and counting by a Cherry player. Yeah, and just a note about the Manchester United back line is where were they? Sure, one guy slips, but there was nobody else. Like there's acres of space for him to run into. They didn't give their goalie a chance for Andre Onana, but their captain, for what it's worth, Bruno Fernandes gets that one back about 15 minutes later. And no one looked like Solanke got brought to ground to create the turnover and stuff like that to get the ball moving for United. It wasn't called, and they weren't going to go all the way back. They've proved that after that Chelsea match last year against Tottenham. So yeah, play goes down in front, a little bit of a scramble, and Fernandes is there. He puts it in to the top shelf to tie the game. But Justin Kluivert will regain the lead for the Cherries before the half's over. Again, a back line where it's like, well, what's going on here? No, there's no pressure or anything like that. He did go short side on Onana, and maybe Onana leaning the other way. It wasn't maybe a great look for Onana on that one, but I think people on the broadcast were maybe a little harsh at Onana at first or whatever, and they said, "Well, it's a real good shot, and the way he curls it in and stuff like that, looking right at him was super hard. What are you gonna do? Plus a low shot, and low shots are so difficult to hit or to block. I'm gonna say Cherry should have probably been up 5 or 6 to 1. They had too many people curl the ball across goal. So many. It was like just willing the ball not to go in. I don't know how. Just slicing away, slicing away. Kirk has the chance a little later on. I think just before the halftime, and he heads the ball off the crossbar, gets it again. Somehow kicks it 15 feet over the net from right in front. I don't know how they managed to do this in this league, but it happens. Second half, a little bit of fortune for United. The passes or shot is played inside the box, but Ryan Christie's hand gets in the way. They call a handball. I agree with the call, no problem. Put Bruno Fernandes to the spot. He scores 2-2. Now, I guess there's controversy at the end of the match where Ryan Christie runs in close to the box. Willie Kambala looks to have taken him down. Referee points to the spot. VAR takes a look at it, and it's judged that he was fouled before getting to the box. I don't know why people are complaining about this because they show an obvious picture of Kambala standing just outside the box when Christie runs into him and falls. Definitely a free kick, not a penalty. The correct call is made. I have zero problems with that. Anyways, 2-2 draw there. United, they're still in 7th spot somehow. I guess this is maybe the worst result for United in quite some time as far as their placement in the league. With a few matches left, we'll see how the new regime there takes it. Eric Ten Hag, if you believe the guy is going to be managing United next year, well, I got a bridge to sell you. Let's just tell you that. Not a good one. I won't lie. The bridge isn't that great. Okay, moving on to the London Stadium. The London Stadium. These guys, whatever. West Ham, Fulham in the derby that no one cares about. And another puzzler from West Ham. These guys are turning into like the London Town's version of Newcastle, where you just don't know where you're going to get from these guys. No idea, week in and week out. This match, and Andreas Pereira scoring in the 9th minute after Konstantinos Mastropanos tries a clearing attempt that isn't very good. His entire team starts going one way, but the ball comes to Pereira, who has an entire side of a net to shoot at. Makes no mistake, goes up 1-0. There was plenty of first half chances for both sides. Mikhail Antonio has the ball fall to him, has a wide open net. He is just outside the 6-yard box and absolutely skies another shot. So when I was talking before, I was like, I don't know how these guys are putting it that far over. Antonio did it in an open net. So yes, I don't understand how these guys are professionals. I don't know, it's just the adrenaline going through their body. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm going to score in the Premier League, something I've done before, and just put it over the net from there. Don't get it. Anyways, Sufal also misses a very good chance. He just puts it wide as well. I will say that Fabianski was very good / terrific for West Ham. Really did almost single-handedly keep them in it, seeing how these other guys on his team couldn't put anything truly on net. I think they stopped Calvin Bassey like at the goal line, holding it down on the goal line. Terrific stuff there. But the next goal comes from Fulham anyways. It's Pereira again in the 72nd minute on the counter-attack. It's Iwobi finding him through a back line that had absolutely given up. I don't know if they just saw what's happening and then decided to walk the rest of the way. Like this is going to be inevitable. But you look at the highlights from this, and you don't see anybody. That should be an embarrassment for David Moyes, who is still currently employed as manager of West Ham United, and you know he's got some work to do because these guys are they're still in the hunt for their European placement and stuff like that. Uh, but with a defensive performance like they did against Fulham, it's going to be a rocky road for the defending whatever that is, the Euro. Was it the Euro Championship League or something? I don't know. Bizarre. A trophy that never really mattered until I heard about it last year. But there's a certain team that wears blue that could be in the running to get it this year. And then if they are, I'd say it's probably the most important trophy in world football. But we'll talk about that later. They dropped down to 8th spot to the Hammers. Fulham still hanging around, I believe, and they're 12th now. Okay. We're going to move to the Sunday. Well, I guess we're going to move to another game on Sunday, I should say, because that was the first game. And absolute shocking result. Liverpool taking on Palace at Anfield. At Anfield. All right. It's this match. They lose, of course. Crystal Palace goes on the road, beats Liverpool 1-0. This match is going to have a ripple effect that's going to affect the rest of this season. It could affect how the top three are finished out because they have, with this loss, created a huge opportunity for the other two teams because we haven't talked about the Arsenal match yet, but certainly for City, who will continue to have a 2-point advantage over Liverpool. And this is thanks to an Ebreki Eze goal where, again, it's a back line that you'd figure with Eze on the pitch, even yes, he does miss so many chances, I understand, but they still should have had somebody marking him. You wouldn't think. Terrible. It's terrible defending to cause that one. Anyways, that Eze may be the reason that Jurgen Klopp's dream ending at Liverpool, going out in style by winning the Premier League, may go down in flames because of Ebrek Eze. Is too much fun. I love it. Anyways, a couple of quick notes and stuff. Maybe I'll go into the game for a little bit too, but this is coming on the heels of Liverpool losing at home 3-0 to Atalanta in the Europa League. It's the first time in the Premier League that Liverpool has lost at Anfield in 28 matches. This win by Palace, just their first in their last 6 games. It's their first away win since November. To Liverpool lose to. You look at that. You looked at the strength of schedules and stuff like that. Like I still said, City had the tougher road to hoe, or City had the easiest road to hoe, but Liverpool compared to Arsenal's schedule is so much weaker. Anyways, yeah, I'm still going on about how as they had that much space. It was a good pass by Tyreek Mitchell to find him, and really good patience in passing in the build-up as well. Anyways, Liverpool have no one to blame but themselves for this. I don't know how they don't put some of these chances in. Let's see who had a good shot. Diogo Jota missed an open net, or had an open net, puts one off a defender. Curtis Jones goes in all alone. He puts it wide. Nunez. It could have been worse. Mateta had a good chance to score, and Andy Robertson had to come and kick it off the line. It was halfway over. They had to go into the goal line technology. The ref kept looking at his watch, wondering when this thing was going to ring because everyone thought it was in. Craziness, absolute lunacy at Anfield. Palace has done favors for both City and for Arsenal. Arsenal had to play the afternoon match, or the early evening match, I guess it would be, in London, At home to Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa looking to chase down their spot in the top four again, with Spurs having lost. They want to jump on that win and put them through and into the top four. Spurs still had that game in hand on them. Now, this would be the first big test for the top three. I don't think anybody else will have a game to match this, and like at a team at that level of the table, depending, because I believe both Liverpool and Arsenal have to play Spurs yet as well. Now, and depending on how Villa does and how Spurs do, very well, Spurs could be in fourth in the Champions League, which would be kind of gross. So we're at the Emirates Stadium. In the first half, I would just qualify as being very intense. Both sides seem to be running. I thought Martin Odegaard was very good. I thought Kai Havertz was terrific in the first half, maybe a little unlucky as well. Arsenal really did push the play early. The best chance, though, maybe of the half, goes to Ollie Watkins, who puts a ball off the post after Gabriel put a pass into another Arsenal player's back. I can't remember which one. Anyways, Trossard just after the Watkins hits the post, misses a glorious chance with a wide open net, or not a wide open net. Martinez right in front of him. All kinds of space here. All kinds of space here. He puts it low at Martinez, who is also very good. And Martinez sticks his foot out, saves it. Emi Martinez got booed relentlessly by his former fans there at Arsenal. I don't think Emery got quite as much vitriol, but of course Emery is just on the touchline. He isn't on the field at all. So it is 0-0 going into the half. And I have no idea what Arteta said to his squad, but Arsenal came out in the second half and invited the pressure. It's like I don't know if they were told something like, sit back and counter, because it looked like they were playing soft. And the villains kept coming at them. They end up taking, like, Yuri Tielemans just about scores. He puts one off the crossbar, then off the post and out. It looked like this was going to be a 0-0 draw just because of the exceptional circumstances of some of these chances being missed. They take off Odegaard in the 79th minute, and things don't seem the same after that. I defy anyone. If he doesn't have an injury, why would you take him off? The guy was running your offense. You're the ones that kept sitting back and stuff like that. You stopped pressing. And Saka was great in this match too, and had missing chances and stuff like that. Why did you stop? I have no idea why they stopped going forward in the second half. But they take off Odegaard in the 79th minute, and it takes all of 5 minutes for them to get bit in the ass from it. Lucas Dean plays a ball through the area. It evades David Raya. It evades Gabriel. It evades William Saliba. And it evades Declan Rice to go all the way through to Leon Bailey, who puts Villa ahead in the 84th minute. And then 3 minutes later, Ollie Watkins, who was an Arsenal fan growing up, the announcer had to remind us, seals the away win for Villa. Arsenal failed to regain top spot. City very much in the driver's seat now. They had the rest of their games quite winnable. They're the only ones that can dictate their fate now. It doesn't look like they should slip up, just looking at it. And the quest to win 4 straight Premier Leagues is very much now attainable for them, something that no team has ever done before. Villa gains 3 points. They're now up on Spurs in fourth. Spurs do have that game in hand, but Villa now has a 3-goal differential thanks to the 4-0 defeat from Spurs. Fascinating stuff in the top 4 spots. Only a few more matches to go, guys. So it will be remarkable. Speaking of remarkable, Monday afternoon, so some scrappy lads from West London take on some nose pickers from the Merseyside. Chelsea taking on Everton. And what a birthday treat for me. This Chelsea squad finally finding a killer instinct. Cole Palmer finding 4 goals, including 3 in just the first 30 minutes, and one of those, courtesy of a horrendous pass from Jordan Pickford straight up the middle to who knows where. Easily just taken by Palmer, put over his head. A little bit of a curve. When you first see it, when you see the shot from the other side or whatever, how it goes, it would have had to curl. It was so very, like, if you would have missed that, it would have been shocking. Nicholas Jackson scoring a goal. Nice little spinner in the box. Gets it through. And, of course, Alfie Gilchrist scores. Chelsea lad from the day he was born, the 20-year-old, opening his account for the first team. So happy for him. So happy to see him look around the stands afterwards to try and find his parents. So happy to see he scores the goal and goes directly to hug the fans. You could see it in his face how much that meant for him to score for Chelsea Football Club. If I was alone in my house, but my dogs got to see how happy I was to see Alfie Gilchrist score for Chelsea Football Club. And it was a 6th goal too, and after like the 90th minute or something like that too. It meant nothing. It meant nothing in the sense of the match, but it meant everything to me. But it's Chelsea Football Club, so there can't be not having drama, right? So Noni Madueke gets taken down in the box. This is on Cole Palmer's 4th goal, which was the penalty to take us up 5-0. Madueke holds on to the ball like he wants to take it. Nicholas Jackson comes in like he wants to take it. They start grabbing at the ball at each other and start pushing. It takes Conor Gallagher to finally come back over, take the ball from him, and say, you guys, we have a dedicated penalty taker here. That's Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer gets to take the ball, score. Now, they try and blow it off afterwards and stuff like that. It was like it's not a big deal and stuff like that. Pochettino has said this is never going to happen again on his watch. Let's see if he can actually back that up by enforcing these rules. But we'll see. It's just a standard. Like I've never seen. It's bananas. It's bananas to see this happening on a pitch. Incredible stuff. Anyways, also knows how high up that camera's. Oh my God, guys. Guys, I'm glad you got to see so much of my wall, it seems. Anyways, a 6-0 win. Chelsea in 9th spot. United very much within striking distance now at 7th. So European play in the picture for Chelsea, who have tough matches to go. Arsenal and Spurs yet to come as well. Yeah, and we're still playing. Chelsea not going to play until Tuesday this coming week because it's FA Cup semifinals time. On Sunday, United play Coventry at Wembley. But Saturday, Chelsea has to take on, let's see, Manchester City. Not great. Anyways, maybe they'll be tired. Maybe they play too much football by then. Maybe they're just going to be tuckered out. Maybe they think, guys, we can go win a 4th Premier League. We can just mail one in at Wembley on Saturday. We'll see. Anyways, good luck to the Blue Saturday in the FA Cup. It's not as important as some trophies, but some people still really important. People like Coventry, I guess. Anyways, that's it for the week, guys. And let me tell you, when it comes to predicting results in the Premier League, I stink. Adelia thoroughly thrashed me by 5 points. It was not ever close. I'm ashamed that I even had to mention that. But we can do it now. We can bounce back from this. We can recover from this. No problem. So, match week 34. As you'll see, there's a couple of omissions just because of things happening. Chelsea has to play because Chelsea also did good in the Carabao Cup. And they have to get their games in. So if they play Saturday, they'll play Tuesday, but we'll predict that when we get there. First off, match week 34. Luton, Brentford. Now, this is at the Kenny. Adelia has picked Brentford. I'm going to pick Luton. This match means the absolute world to them. It means so much more money to stay up in the Premier League than it goes to slide down the Championship. They need this win. They absolutely need it. Let's see. They're at home. I think they can do it. Say Luton. Yeah, there was a report that came in. Someone said there was a leak of Chelsea, like managers Chelsea would want to target and stuff like that. One of them being De Zerbi, who I said before. The other one being Thomas Frank. What? So we don't even target mid-table coaches now. We're scrounging the bottom of the barrel. I don't like it. Anyways, moving on. Just say that. I'm sure he's a fine man. Sheffield United at home against Burnley. Adelia's chosen a draw. Did I say Adelia chose Brentford last one? I think I did. Adelia's chosen a draw between the two. I think Burnley's just been playing better than Sheffield United. I'm going to go Burnley on this one. Next match at the all-new the Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal. To no one's surprise, Adelia's picked Arsenal. I will pick Arsenal as well. I think they should come out of that one, or coming into that match, pretty mean. They've been scoring a lot of goals, except for last match. They know how to score, and maybe they take it out on Jose Sa and the Wolves. Next, Everton Forest, another hugely important match, especially when it comes to the bottom of the table and it's trying to stay in the Premier League. Everton at home, but Adelia's taking Forest. I guess she's counting on the fact that no one in Everton seems to want to score. I am going to choose chaos, I think. I think this match is going to be a draw. Probably 0-0, but I'm going to say it's going to be a draw. Let's see what happens with only 1 point to each of them and 3 points to Luton. Let's see what happens. Villa is going to be at home to a Bournemouth team who's been very good as of late. I'll say quite good. Maybe very good. It's a little stretching today. I'll say quite good. Villa is picked by Adelia to win at home. I'm going to pick them to win as home as well, especially off the heels of how they looked against Arsenal, which was fantastic. Palace, West Ham. Adelia chose West Ham at Selhurst Park. I'm going to choose. I want to say a draw, right? I want to say a draw. But do I actually say a draw? Maybe I'll pull for Palace. It's hard to rate it. It's so hard to rate it. It's like my hand's forcing me not to. I'm going to say West Ham. I'm going to agree with her. West Ham could win that one. Again, that topsy-turvy world that is West Ham football right now. Which a match which shouldn't be so close is at Craven Cottage. Fulham and Liverpool. Liverpool should win. They'll creep back over City. Both of them will. Arsenal and Liverpool, seeing how City not playing this week because of the FA Cup. And they will make up this match later on. Speaking of making up a match, Arsenal and Chelsea to finish off the week. Of course, Adelia says Arsenal at home to beat their London rivals. Now I always just say, Chelsea. I'd rather be wrong than right sometimes. But again, chaos. Could you imagine if Chelsea's the one to put the dagger in Arsenal's heart and to do it in their stadium in front of their fans? with some of our players on their bench or on the field. Do I just take Chelsea? I was going to say draw. Have I just convinced myself to take Chelsea over Arsenal in a match of this much importance? You betcha I am. Chelsea Football Club. Here we go. Blue is the color. Football's the game, guys. A game that Chelsea's going to win on Tuesday. All right. That's it for starting 11 this week. Thanks so much for watching / listening. I'm not sure how you're finding this podcast, but I'm glad that you did. See, this coming up for myself. Let's Get Ready Network. We have Thursdays, the Rewatchers Council. That's our full 144 episode rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Very fun episode this week. Halloween, featuring our good buddy Brendan Marr. Talk Halloween with him. Next, LGRN after Snark this weekend. As we're watching this as it comes out, we'll be doing a little birthday celebration for myself. It's Danny and I show on YouTube. We'll be doing it live. You guys can watch. You can say happy birthday. You can say get out of here, you hoser, whatever you'd like to say. Live on YouTube this weekend. Of course, this show airs new episodes Tuesdays. Well, only a few more weeks to go, guys. We're down to the nitty gritty in the Premier League. Every Tuesday, I'm so glad that you guys watched the show. Glad that you're enjoying the show. Oh, before I forget, Playoff Beards is also starting this week. That's our look at the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Ryan Christensen and I will be going through our predictions for the first round, maybe some trophy predictions as well for some of them, not all of them. Who really cares about the Bill Masterson trophy? But we'll be going through, maybe our thoughts just on the season as a whole as well. Get to talk hockey. A couple of Canadians talking hockey like a couple of good hosers. Okay, guys. Thanks to everybody for watching. Now, I'm going to make sure I hit the right button so that Danny and Ferris don't make fun of me. So until next time, adieu.